Go.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today. My name is Jennifer Henniger, and I'm the Vice President of Financial Wellbeing with First United Bank. And you know what? I'm just here to tell y'all are in really good hands today because between Lisa and I, who's my co host today, we have 40 years of experience, y'all. 40 years in the financial services industry. That's probably older than a lot of you that are here. I mean, that's great. I'm going to tell y'all a little secret that my family already knows about me, and that is that I am a natural spender. You heard it, folks, a natural spender right here. So we're talking about money saving hacks today, and I feel like there's a reason I have to do this because I have to constantly be reminding myself that I need to be saving money. And y'all, I want to just tell you, I try to save money every year for a few things. I want to save for my emergency fund, my retirement, of course, because who wants to work forever? And I also try to save for my grandchildren's future. And let's face it, everybody wants to go on vacation, right? So I try to save for an annual vacation. Hey, y'all, enough about me and what I'm trying to save for, because as you know, I try to automate that out of sight, out of mind. Let's just get into what you're really going to be learning about today, those money saving hacks. But before we do that, we want to familiarize you with the tools that you're going to be using during this webinar. So the first thing, I want everyone to locate your chat box. It's at the bottom of your screen, and just click on chat and type into the chat box, money saving hacks. That lets us know that you found it. Money saving hacks. Amy found it, Ginger found it, Kelsey's found it. Okay, let's see. Taylor, Greg, oh, I like MSH. I like how you do things. John Michael found it, Nancy has. Great job, everyone. Well done. We now know you know how to use the chat box. Okay, the next thing we're going to be using is the annotation tool. At the top of your screen, there will be a thing that says View Options. Click that, then click Annotate. So it'll be at the top of your screen. From there, when you click Annotate, there will be a little word that says Draw. Click on Draw, and we want everyone to draw your best smiley face, okay? You can pick your color, whatever you want to do, but let's see your smiley face because, hey, saving money is going to make you happy, okay? Let's see. I see a pink one. I see a big round one. One kind of looks a little bit like a Ninja Turtle up there in the pink.
Oh, and Ginger's found the circles.
Yes, she has. She's using the draw, and I like Taylor's too. Taylor's even has a nose on hers.
Mm-hmm.
So I see some people haven't found it yet, so keep trying. Ginger, yours looks like yours is winking at us.
Winking.
I like John Michael's, like glasses too. Almost looks cartoonish. Really good. Oh, and Greg, look at yours. Very good. Okay. Glad y'all were able to locate the annotation tool because we're going to be using this today, y'all. Last thing, on the bottom of your screen next to participants, click on the option that says raise hand because if you ever have a question or need anything, we want you to be able to raise your hand. So go ahead and raise your hand. Again, it's to the left of the chat at the bottom of the screen. Okay, I see Patrice has found the raise your hand option. Greg has. Waiting for the rest of y'all. John Michael found his. Waiting for Amy, Ginger, and Kelsey. Okay, Taylor found hers. So again, it's at the left of the participant. You click participant, and then when you click up your participant panel, it'll say raise hand. When I said left of participant, that was wrong. Left of the chat box, y'all. I said it wrong. Okay. Ginger found hers, so we're just waiting on Amy and Nancy. Nancy found hers, and there we go. Everybody found it. Now go ahead and click lower hand, and ta-da, you're now familiar with the tools you're going to use today.
Woohoo! Good job, everybody. Hey, and thank you, Jennifer. And hi, y'all. My name's Lisa Crawford, and I'm also a Vice President of Financial Wellbeing with First United Bank. And Jennifer's talked about how much experience we have. Well, we've been at it for a long time. So in the financial services industry. And y'all, we're so excited to be here today, and I'm blessed to be able to be a co-host with Jennifer. So let's get started.
And we can turn our cameras off now too. So stop your video. Okay. Here's what you're going to be learning about today, y'all, during our short time together. You're going to learn about defining your savings goal. You heard me, it's your savings goal. And you're going to decide on some saving hacks that you want to implement to help you to reach your goal even faster. Wow, doesn't that sound fabulous? Achieving a goal and making it come to fruition? Oh, that's what we are all about at First United, is helping you today. Okay.
Oh yeah. So let's get started, y'all. You know, we want to find out what it is and why it is that people save money. And SunTrust Bank did a financial poll, confidence poll several years ago that found out that more Americans are saving their money on, get this, y'all, on travel, on vacations. More people are saving money on vacations and travel rather than they're saving for emergencies, for retirement, or even for getting a car or a house. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But anyway, what I want you all to do is take just a couple of minutes, and I want y'all to tell us, if you were taking that poll, which one of these things would you have saved for? So would it be vacation, emergency, retirement, for buying a car or a house? So what I want y'all to do is turn on go to the annotation tool, and then click on annotate. And then we want you all to use that stamp option, okay? We want you to use the stamp, and we want you to put it on, we want you to stamp on whatever one of these that you would be saving for, and put it next to the image that you would save for, whatever stamp you want.
Oh, we've got one for buying, it looks like a home, emergency savings and retirement. Oh, couple for the home. One is for travel. Looks like we got all of our answers in, Lisa.
Okay.
So
it looks like it, y'all, that we've got a, it's pretty much, I see the most would be the emergency fund. And y'all, that's really probably the first thing that we should be saving for. Because here in 2021, we're only wishing it was 2021. In 2020, I mean, we've had so many crazy things happen, and a lot of it really we could have taken care of with our emergency fund. So it's good to see what different people would save their money on, because that's an important thing to note. Okay. All right, now what we want you to do is go back and use that chat box again, and we want you to tell us what you want to save money for and what your saving time frame is, okay? It could be something that you saw in the slide, the picture today, or it could be something totally different. But just put it in the chat box and what your time frame is for saving.
So Patrice says a car within a year time frame. Wow, so that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Let's hear what others are saving for. Y'all can just drop it into the chat box what you're wanting to save money for and what your time frame is. 5 years for your emergency plan. Good one, Taylor.
Oh, does that mean you want to have a 5-year emergency plan, or you're taking 5 years for your emergency plan? Taylor?
5 years worth of emergency. Woo, that's a great one.
That would be awesome. retirement funds for Amy. You can look at retiring. Yeah.
Oh, and Nancy's
placing
got
the
a
car.
honeymoon fund. I like the honeymoon fund. And a trip to Ireland. Oh, that's a good one, John Michael, for 2 years. And 10 years for retirement-ish. I think she means heavy on the ish. Just kidding,
Yeah.
Ginger. Good one, Ginger. I like it. That's because we aren't going to let her retire as well.
And Greg is wanting his retirement as well, remaining years.
Awesome. Okay.
Yay, Kelsey, I'm stuck. Promise I'm thinking. Kelsey, you've got that new house you've got coming up. Maybe a fence?
We know that's what Kelsey had been saving for her home.
Uh-huh, exactly. So, well, y'all, thank you so much for sharing with us. Fence my house, 6 months. There you go, Kelsey. We like that one. You're going to like that too. Well, you know, the thing about it is, everybody, that we need to know what we're saving for. That's critical. We need to know what we're saving for. We need to know how much money that's going to be. Like Kelsey with her fence, you know, can kind of get an estimate on what that fence is going to cost you. Also, you need to know what your time frame is for having, you know, getting that all done. Because once you have what you're saving for, how much, and your time frame, then guess what? You've got a savings goal. And you got to make it sure that it's realistic too, though. So guess what we're doing today? We're going to share some of the savings hacks to help you achieve that savings goal. And that's what it's all about, is being able to save, finding ways to save. So we've got a neat little video that's going to talk to you about the 3 foundational habits that are going to help you start saving money. And guess what, y'all? You're going to want to take some notes here on this, because there's some great information in here. There's not going to be any speaking. It's music and words on the screen. But you're going to have a new friend, and her name is Jane. Are y'all ready to see Jane? Watch Jane.
And make sure you take notes on the 3 habits, because we're going to be sharing that in the chat box afterwards, y'all. So definitely take notes.
So here's our friend Jane. Let's watch what she has to say, okay?
Now that you've watched the video, type into the chat box what the 3 foundational habits that were shown in the video were. So just start with the ones you captured. Make a budget. Yes, Greg, you've got it. So there was 2 more mentioned, y'all. Let's see who has the other 2. Great job, Greg. And Greg, you might have to answer the rest. Decent. Determine wants and needs. Good one, Amy.
Good, Amy.
And we had our 1 more. we are
Eat
not
at
going to eat
Freddy's
at
every
Freddy's
day.
every day. Unless it's in your budget, Greg, then yes, you can eat at Freddy's every day.
Oh,
We like humor, y'all. Okay.
anybody else? Look for savings opportunities. Yes, good.
Good job, y'all. Okay.
All right. Well, I tell you what, let's just dive a little bit deeper into those 3 habits, okay? And the first one, and the most important of all of them, is to have a budget. Now, we like to call it a spending plan here in the financial well-being department. We just think that that sounds a little bit better. Budget sounds restricting. Spending plan sounds really good. But when you do have a spending plan, that's like having a roadmap just to tell your money where it needs to go, right? Because you're going to want to, in that spending plan, you're also going to want to be sure and have line items in there for giving and for saving. Because if you don't do that, you're going to look up and it's just not going to happen. You won't do it. So be sure and put those into your spending plan or budget, if you want to call it that, so that you know that it'll happen from month to month, okay?
All right. And the next one is determine your rationale for purchases. It's, as Amy said, determine your needs versus your wants. You have to ask yourself, is this something I really have to have? If so, then it's probably a need. If not, it's likely a want. If it's a want, we can always delay that gratification for a later day by making a plan for it in our monthly budget. And this will also make saving money a top priority. As we all know, it can always become a last priority if we don't make it become the top priority.
Exactly, Jennifer. Well, and the third thing is, and this is probably one of the hardest things to do, and that's to really just be intentional with your money and cut back on those impulse purchases that, I don't know about y'all, but I see those happen a lot in my life. But maybe not in yours, but in mine it does. How about Amazon, anyone? Does that strike a chord with anybody? You know, Amazon Prime Day is sometimes an everyday occurrence, not just when they have specials. It's just like, oh, I got to jump on Amazon, see what they have going on. Is that you? Well, you know what I've had to do, because it's so easy when they just have your information stored and you just click, I want this. I've had to take out my credit and my debit card accounts so that I manually have to enter it in there. Because then if I stop and I wait 24 to 48 hours before I might make those online, or even if I was in a store, then it gives me some time to put my emotions on hold when I do that. And if after that time I still feel like it's something that I have to have or need to have, or I've got the money saved for it, then okay, I'm going to go forward with it. But you have to just make sure you're not making those impulse decisions. If you decide that you don't need to make that purchase after all, you're not going to get it. What about putting that money into a savings account for what you would have spent? Hey, that's a novel idea. What if we do that? So just thinking about that, how would it make you feel, you personally, if you were to save the money that you were going to go spend on something else and you put it in your savings account instead? So think about how you'd feel about that, and then type your answer into the chat box for us, okay?
We have accomplished. That's a good feeling for sure.
Yes, it is.
We're waiting for some others to respond to how you would feel. I know for me, I would feel like I'm a super saving hero personally.
Yeah.
Proud.
Responsible,
hopeful,
proud,
peaceful,
peaceful, more in control of spending. Yes. So we want you all, look at that content. Yes. You're going to reach that saving goal even quicker. And you're thinking of your future self when you're saving it rather than spending that. So you'll be patting yourself on the back one of these days when you're getting to go do whatever it is that your plans are. You're able to do what you want quicker because you saved. Great job, everybody. Thank you.
So let's have some group fun. Everyone, or you've got your thinking caps on, right? I know you do. We're going to work together as a team. Teamwork makes the dream work, y'all. And we're going to come up with as many money-saving hacks as we can think of during this activity, okay? There's going to be 4 categories, and we will work on today on how we can save more money. The first category is going to be groceries, household items, and eating out. The second one is going to be travel and transportation. The third category is home and utilities. And our final and fun category is entertainment and Christmas shopping. So we're going to cover each one of these at one time. We're going to begin with groceries, household items, and eating out. What ideas, tips, or suggestions, think of your best ones that you would share to help someone save money on these 3 areas. You can begin typing your answer into the chat box. And I'm going to give us 1 minute. I'm starting the timer now. You may begin now. Weekly menus. Yes, that definitely helps because you're meal planning. Go grocery shopping with a list. Definitely, so you're not just randomly buying stuff. Only eat out once a week. Once for lunch and once for dinner. That's a great one. Coupons, absolutely use those coupons. Only buy things that are on your list. That's a good one, Nancy. Norwex, go green, no cleaning supplies other than fiber, cloth, and water. Wow. Kelsey says, don't go grocery shopping hungry. That's a big one. Budget your eating out expenses ahead of time. And before COVID, I would set a spending goal in my head, and if I was below it, I would get cash back and save it for a rainy day.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Budget whole, healthy foods to cook at home and at the grocery store. Good job, y'all. Way to go. Those are great savings tips. If you have other ones, cook soups and stews that can last a full day. That is a really good one.
Yes, that is awesome. Wow, these are some great things.
Our time is up, y'all.
Good job, everybody. Okay, now let's look at our next topic, and that is travel and transportation. This time, we're going to be using the annotation tool instead of the chat box. So you're going to have 1 minute, just like you had before, and we want you to type onto the slide as many ideas as you can think of for saving money on travel and transportation costs. So just kind of as a reminder, on the annotation tool, go up there and be sure and click text, okay? That's going to let you type out your savings tips faster. When you're through typing, be sure and move your cursor off the screen so that typing is going to appear on the screen and everyone can see it. Okay, you can begin because I'm starting the timer now. Ooh, there's a good one. Bring your own travel snacks. Good idea. Take snacks, not fast food. Yes, buy slightly used cars rather than brand new. That's awesome. Try to eat before you travel. Good. Keep your vehicle serviced regularly to save on fuel expense. That's a good one. Plan ahead, plan in advance and set a budget. Wow, you all have these. Yes, Taylor says.
And buy slightly used cars rather than a brand new one.
Yes. Map out where you're going so you don't waste gas. And carpool, those are good ones. Kelsey and Allison, those are awesome. Well, okay. Ooh, that was
There goes
good. Good timing. Now what I want y'all to do is take on that annotation tool, we want you to do the stamp. And then we want you to take the stamp of your choice and put it by your two favorite ideas that are on the screen. Pick out your two favorite that you would consider possibly implementing in your own life. Oh, I see some coming up on the snacks. That's a big one, the snacks. Keeping your car serviced. Mooch off Greg's snacks. That's, I didn't see that one before.
That's funny.
All right. It looks like in the area of vehicles that buying slightly used cars rather than brand new is one that's popular, but it looks like the most important one is to keep your vehicles serviced regularly so you can save on fuel. And then there's a couple that are going to be mooching off of Greg's snacks too, so that's good. Well, hopefully there's some things on here that you all can use for your own personal savings and in travel and in transportation. Good job, everybody.
Hold on, I'm going
Okay.
to hear the invitation. 1 second.
Okay. Okie doke.
Okay.
Now we're going to transition to, there you go, Jennifer.
Yep, we're going to be continuing on with home and utilities. We're going to use the annotation tool again. And for that, just as a kind reminder, you can find the annotation tool at the top of your screen where it says View Options, then click Annotate, and then you would want to use the text, again, because when you type it out, it'll be a little bit faster. And don't forget to move your cursor away so that others can see it, because it brings up this little box for you to use. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute, and I want you to tell me, what are your top saving tips on saving money for your home and your utility cost? Here we go. Begin now. Shut off the lights when leaving the house. Turn off all sleep fans. Turn the lights off when you're not in the room. Always budget on the higher side for seasons. That's a good one. And don't leave the lights on. Run appliances after peak hours. So like your dishwasher and things, there's always the peak hours where it costs you more. So that's a great tip too. Let's see. Any other ones y'all have? Don't waste water when you're brushing your teeth. Very smart.
I think that's, you know, people don't even think about that, but that's true.
So in other words, you can always put on more clothes when it's cold in the house, so you might keep the temperature a little bit cooler. So keep temping warmer, cooler than usual, based on the season. And there we go. There's our time. Wow, it goes fast, don't it? Now, using the annotation tool, click on this one that says stamp, and choosing your stamp of choice, you get two options on what ones you would consider. So put by two different ones what you would actually consider, because we're going to figure out what we think is the top ideas today. Nothing. We got 2 and 2. And 2. We got a 3 here. And another 3. Okay.
These are all so good, it's hard to decide.
So the top one show to be turn the lights off when you're not in the room, and appliances after peak hours. So those seems to be our most popular ideas for saving money on home and utility costs.
You know, and I know that this is something kind of, I didn't notice this on here, but here's one that just to share personally, we have put the smart plugs on some of our lights, and like on then we have things that you can run at certain times, that lights just come on at a certain time and go off at a certain time, but I can control it on my phone too. So that's been kind of cool. So that's been fun to be able to not have to worry about turning the lights on and off. They just automatically go off. So
that's a great one.
Yes. Drum roll, everybody. For our final category, we're going to do a 1-minute round robin shout out. We're all going to take turns shouting out ideas for saving money on entertainment and Christmas shopping. That's kind of relevant right now. And here's how it's going to work. Jennifer is going to, I want you all, when you're going to be able to take yourself off of mute. Jennifer's going to call your name out, and the first person that wants to volunteer for this, and don't forget, you can use the mute button, or if you're on your phone, you can hit the *6 and you can share your idea. And if you need more time, you can say pass, and then we'll go to the next participant. But everybody's going to get a chance to give their ideas on how you can save money on entertainment and Christmas shopping. And I'd really like to give you a little helpful hint here. You might want to jot down your ideas on a piece of paper real quick. And also use that piece of paper if you see or hear something that you think would be good for you, that really resonates with you. All right, who's willing to be our first participant? Go ahead and raise your hand if you want to go first, okay?
And John Michael, your hand's currently raised, and it's probably from before, I don't know, so I'm just letting you know. But I have Patrice was the first one I've actually seen raise her hand. So we're going to be starting with you, Patrice. So if you'll just come off of mute, and then after you is going to be Taylor. So be ready next, Taylor. So let's go, Patrice. Starting the timer for 1 minute.
All right. Never buy anything at full price.
Ooh, like
Oh,
it.
that is good.
Taylor, what is your hack?
We love doing at-home do-it-yourself Christmas traditions versus going out to do Christmas traditions. We try to find money-saving hacks by doing things at home with our kids versus going out.
Oh,
Nice.
that's good. And where do you get some of your ideas from, Taylor?
I get a lot from our spendlifewisely.com and then also Pinterest.
Oh, good. Oh, I like that. Thank you for sharing.
So Amy, you're next.
Okay, I have a pretty large family, and so a couple of years ago, we tried to find a way to stop buying for everyone, and we went to stockings, and that turned out to be just as big of an expense. So last year, we started just buying for one family, or each person bought for one family member, and it was kind of a nice relief to not have to find gifts for everybody, but also spend money on things that our family members just really didn't need.
All right. And Greg Engel, what is your money-saving hack?
Okay, well, it's changed a little bit, but so we've got 5 children. So whenever we would do Christmas shopping back in the early days, we always had a list. So we knew what we were getting, where we were going to go to get it. That way we weren't just like impulse shopping at Christmas time. Since then, with all 5 of my kids having children, most of them have, we've cut back to just buying for the grandkids. And that's been a big help.
That's a great one. Thank you for sharing, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
And we now have Allison Grace. What is your money-saving hack?
Hi, so my family, we used to buy like toys and physical items, but nowadays what we try to do is either give cash gifts or give homemade gifts, because people can make the decision as to like what they want to spend their money on, or if they want to save it. So we're kind of empowering our other family members to save or to spend, their gifts wisely. And homemade gifts are usually less expensive to make. So that's helped us save a lot of money.
And they're so much more meaningful. Love it.
Yes, ma'am.
John Michael, you're next.
Oh, he says celebrate Hanukkah.
Oh, yes, there you go, for sure. And Ginger Nye, your turn.
Well, when we draw names in the bigger expanded family, but we have done things in the past, like one year we said that every present had to be already used. So you had to shop at estate sales, pawn shops, garage. It was so much fun.
Aw,
Uniqueness, I like it.
yeah,
All right.
I like that.
Kelsey, what is
Very
your money
interesting
saving
gifts.
hack? They sound
Uh-huh.
interesting. I want to come to your Christmas.
I know.
So I'm a procrastinator, and that definitely always pays off around Christmas time because I'm saving year round for the Christmas gifts. And so I'll have an AFT go from my personal checking account to like a Christmas account or just a random secondary account that I'll use for Christmas. And so that way it's not spending like all my money around Christmas time. It's, maybe $5 or $10, for, the whole year. And then that's like my Christmas money that I get to spend. So just kind of spreading it out over the 12 months versus, the couple leading up to Christmas.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
a
good.
lovely- Good one. Nancy, what is your saving hack on entertainment or Christmas shopping? You'll have to come off of mute, Nancy, if you're available.
Sorry, my stamp was on it, wouldn't let me unmute. My saving hack that me and my fiance have just started doing is, well, it's kind of just a saving for all around life, is a trend we saw on TikTok actually, where we do envelopes numbered from 1 to 100. And every week we put whichever envelope you draw is the number of dollars that you put in there each week. So we're trying to do that. And at the end of it, it's supposed to be $5,500. So.
Holy cow, that's awesome. I love it.
Wow.
That's a neat idea. That's a great savings goal. And is Sarah there so she can share her hack?
Yes.
Hello. So my saving hack for me and my husband is, rather than us buying each other a bunch of gifts that might just be material items, we are just using that money to go do something fun together, and that ends up being cheaper and more useful than spending money on gifts.
Yep. So you're all about the memories. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Making
That's neat. That's
Okay,
neat.
and then now we have Della as our last one to share. We're getting some great ideas, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So Della, do you have a great hack for saving money on entertainment or Christmas shopping?
She may not be at a computer that she can share that with.
Okay. Okay. Well, we've got a lot of great ones. Some of the ones that I captured was buying only for the grandchildren. Also, making it where that it's cash or a homemade do-it-yourself Christmas gift. On the entertainment piece, doing the Christmas at home with your kids or your family versus going out and paying to do stuff. So these are wonderful ideas and ways that we can do that. Lisa, did you capture some?
Well, I know that John Michael's not on, he apparently doesn't have a microphone, but was kind of interested in that he said to celebrate Hanukkah. And maybe I'd like to get some more information about that, but I think that it's like maybe one gift a day. I'm not sure what that was, but I'd like to hear maybe from him what that is. But I really did like the one that Nancy shared too about the TikTok, and then Ginger with the used items. And I think that's just really clever and do it yourself. That's just cool.
I love the idea of getting a used gift and the whole family in on it. So those were great.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, hey, great job, everyone. We really, really, really appreciate y'all giving us your wonderful money saving hacks. Just think of all the money that you all are going to save now, especially with the help from each other. That's just really awesome. Thank you.
So before we close, let's do a simple 3-step process that can help you to set yourself up for success. Because, hey, we want you to be successful. Using the chat box, we want you to, can you advance the slide? Great, here it goes. The first thing we want you to do is to type into the chat box one thing that you would need to stop doing that could possibly prevent you from achieving your savings goal. So type that into the chat box. Stop Starbucks stops. Yes, those can add up. Stop following.
Stop following Facebook posts to shopping sites. Oh, that's really good. Non-budgeted fancy coffee from Amazon. DoorDash, Patrice. Less retail therapy.
I need the same thing, Nancy. I need less retail therapy.
Yes.
Amazon for Sarah, yes.
I'm there with y'all. Definitely. That's awesome. Thank y'all for sharing that. Now what we want you to do is share something that you're going to start doing that's going to help you achieve your savings goals. So be sure and put that in the chat box now, something you're going to start doing. Hopefully it's something you've heard today.
Della says more purposeful spending.
Less impulse shopping. Yep.
Amy's going to create that spending plan. Allison is going to use a spending mantra.
Yay, Allison Grace.
Patrice is going to increase her savings. Tell myself I don't need it, is what Kelsey says.
And Allison Grace, tell us, type in there what your spending mantra is going to be. Allison Grace.
And Taylor says, start accountability for sticking to a plan. That's the one I have to do, is stick to it. I'm real good at creating the spending plan, but I'm not always good at sticking to it. And Nancy wants to second Kelsey's idea.
Yeah, tell yourself you don't need it.
Allison, could I use this money to pay for graduate school instead? That's her spending mantra. Love it.
Yes.
These are great. Okay, we have one more for you. Here's the last thing. We know that you do good at some things, y'all. Everybody has some things that you're already doing that's good and that you need to continue to do. So type what you need to continue doing that will help you to achieve your savings goal. Type that into the chat box. So something you're doing that you want to continue to do that's going to help you to reach that goal. So keep improving your budget, doing a monthly budget. So you're going to keep doing that monthly budget. Way to go, Patrice. We love it. Money, moving money from each paycheck into savings. That definitely helps. The shopping list, making it and sticking to it. Great. Comparison shopping, finding the best deals, definitely. And cooking meals at home and sticking to plans. Wow.
That can be a tough one sometimes. Especially, Taylor, as your kids start to get older and they have all these activities going on.
Instant Pot is where that comes into play. I love
Exactly. Exactly. We love our Instant Pots. Yes. Well, y'all, you've given us some great ideas, and hopefully you've helped each other too. And Della says she loves her Instant Pot too. To stop, to start, and continue. And y'all, if you need some more encouragement and maybe a little motivation, you can always email us at your savings goal at financial wellbeing at firstunitedbank.com. You can email us your savings goal. And then in a month, we'll send you an email reminder to help you stay on track for achieving that savings goal and just helping you. It's just the motivation, just somebody checking in on with you too. And you're going to get that follow-up email, and that's going to help you stay on track. And you know what? Especially, it's like getting an email from Santa. Now, how cool is that? It's not actually, but it'd be kind of like getting an email from Santa. But just in case you need it, here's that email again: financialwellbeing@firstunitedbank.com.
All right, here's the moment that we did not tell you about. This is a surprise, y'all. It's prize time as we want to help some lucky person today start their path to saving money for the holidays. Everyone will have 5 seconds to type your guess into the chat box. No time for Googling here, y'all. The first person who guesses correctly or the person who comes closest without going over is going to win. So I'm going to give you a little hint. I'm turning my camera on. Oh, I'm over here. So see this money jar? Here's the question. 5 seconds. Ready? How many dimes would fit into this quart jar? So here's a quart jar. How many dimes do you think? I'm going to start counting. Put in your best guess answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, they're coming in. Let's see. I'm going to be looking. I'm turning my video off now.
Oh, wow. Okay, Jennifer. You're going to have to help me see who it is because,
I'm looking.
Okay.
So the person who comes closest without going over. And the winner was, it's Taylor. Taylor's our winner.
1,700 dimes approximately for a $25 Amazon gift card. Woohoo! Isn't that awesome? Way to go, Taylor. We're proud of you. So, you stop and think about it. You can just put some dimes or pennies or nickels or quarters in a jar, and you can save some money that way. You really can. And cash it in and put it in your savings account. Well, y'all, thank y'all so much for being here today. And we just want to see if there's any questions that y'all have about money savings hacks before we wrap up. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat box, or you can come off mute to ask them, okay? Are there any questions anybody has? Patrice said, this was fun. I learned a lot. Thank you, Patrice.
Excellent.
Anybody have any questions?
Doesn't appear that they.
I guess not. I guess not. Well, hey, y'all, don't forget that you can get your free 100 money savings hacks resources that we have for you. You can download it at spendlifewisely.com. And we just want to thank you so much for joining us. We want y'all to have a blessed rest of your day and a Merry Christmas and a wonderfully happy New Year. Merry Christmas, y'all.